Warning, this podcast contains toys. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the E10 TV podcast for Supergirl Season 1, Episode 10, Childish Things. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-host, Cleo.
Hello.
And my co-host, Savannah Shush.
Savannah Shush.
I
See, everything doesn't
Rachel.
want to work with me today.
No.
I tried to mute it, and I thought it was muted, and Skype was like, "Fuck you."
It's
I was
right.
like, "Bitch, you can't tell me what to do."
We were just discussing in pre-show how we were very unprofessional. So, thanks for not letting us down. What do you guys think of this episode?
This episode was very good. I have to say, I expected a good episode for like a Quinn-centric episode, but this was like even better than I expected.
Yeah, this episode was great. I loved it. I've been looking forward to the Toyman since at least the second or third episode when I found out who Wynn's father was.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was not disappointed.
And I know the actor he played in another TV show, Revenge. He was the father in that, and played a millionaire yuppie kind of guy. So it was really a different part for him to play. So it was kind of interesting.
Right.
It was like, wow, this is a different kind of bad guy.
Yeah, Lee Silver says, going back to the days of when the Toyman was a member of the Legion of Doom and Super Friends.
Was he? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was one of the most psychologically terrifying villains that messes with his mind still to this day. And that's insane. But the Toyman is just like, he's great. He's phenomenal. He reminds me of kind of a cross between, on The Flash, cross between Mark Hamill's character.
The Trickster.
The Trickster. He reminds me of the Trickster mixed with
You don't know what I was going to
Watch guy. I know who you're thinking.
the Watchman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just reminds me of like a combination of the two. So I mean, it's great. What were you thinking I was going with that, Rachel?
No, I just got done watching Bill and Silent Bob and Jay Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows where I'm going with it. So as soon as you said that, I was just like...
Yeah. So, what'd you guys think of the Toyman?
He was cool. He was very scary.
He was, but I wanted to know more because he was almost like the Riddler. He talked in riddles, and you're just like, well, don't leave me hanging here. What the hell's going on? So I'm hoping we get a little more background into what exactly happened because we got they gave us a little taste, they sprinkled a little breadcrumbs, but they didn't give us everything.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, the FBI is involved. They're coming, they're questioning Wynn. You know, Wynn's like keeping things secret. He goes and tells Kara about like this message he received from his father. She convinces him to go to the FBI, and then like when they do the meetup, it's like that wasn't even him. Like that was some like glass hologram.
Yeah. That was scary.
That was really creepy.
Definitely creepy.
And then he's just like run and poison gas everywhere. We saw Supergirl come in and like inhaled it all. I was like, that can't be healthy.
I mean, when someone tells you to run and you just stand there, are you retarded? Especially a known villain,
right? So I mean, all of this was done like the father was very methodical. Wynn's father, the Toyman, whatever, he was very methodical, and everything that he said seemed like it was intentional in case he had a wire on him where it would out him make him a suspect from the FBI, and that's exactly what it did.
Yeah. Oh, you see, I didn't even think of that. That to me just sounded like a father who was all these years deluding himself into thinking like his son's exactly like him.
Right.
Well, that's what
He
he's
hasn't seen
thinking.
his
But
son
so
in so many years. He doesn't know. He's just been making things up in his head.
And a large part of that was that too. I think it's a combination of the two of them, you know, because Wynn is even like, what are you why are you even writing this down? Like, this doesn't even make sense. So, you know, it was clearly a lot of it was thrown in there from the father just to incriminate him. So.
That's what I meant. It's like, why is... I mean, we understand now kind of why he did, because he wanted his son to kill someone. But there's something else behind it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the revenge on Chester. I mean, that was definitely a large part of it, but he feels like, you know, Chester stole Wynn's childhood, and you know, he decides to kidnap Wynn and force him to kill Chester. So they either both escape together or end up in jail together, and either way, they're kind of in the same boat. But that plan kind of backfired. I was going to say blew up in his face, but it didn't quite do that. The big problem I had with that scene, and I think Cleo, who's more grounded in reality when it comes to this kind of stuff, where when Kara like put the sprinkler system on and then made like this ice wall and froze everything, and then the bombs explode, and I get the point of it is to dampen the explosion, but now you've just created microscopic shards of ice that are flying everywhere. I feel like that would do so much more damage to people.
I thought for sure someone was going to get hurt. You just big flying icicles at people. That's what I thought too.
Wow, I'm actually surprised this went the other way around. Like, Cleo didn't think of it, Rachel didn't, and normally I'm like, Cleo's on my side and Rachel's the one arguing with me.
The thing I thought was like, that's not how ice would break. But that's as far as it went. I was just like...
Yeah, I was just like, this is gonna shatter, sending pieces flying everywhere, and they're gonna start impaling people and cut people like razors. It's just like, I don't know. I couldn't get by that particular scene.
Well, it looked like most of the people were on the ground too, so they could have, you know, right on top of their head,
right?
And they could have been below where it broke. But I mean, it's a superhero world, so you know.
Yeah.
Some things have to give, I guess.
I guess.
Physics. Screw science.
Yeah. But then
science.
Wynn and Kara like sit down and have this like discussion about, you know, his father and all this stuff, and she's very like sympathetic toward him, and Wynn just leans in and kisses her. And I was like, oh snap, here we go. Troubles a brewing.
Oh, and then she freaked out.
She freaked out, and then
I was like, oh, Kara.
And then she comes in later, and they have like this little chat, and he's just like, "Look, I've been too scared to admit this. I don't want to be like my father, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm in love with you. I've been in love with you for a really long time." And she's just like, I don't want things to change. And he's like, well, they're gonna. And she's just like, okay, and she walked out.
What could she say?
Yeah, but there was no, like... I mean, yes, there's a lot of awkward silence toward the end there, but, like, you can't just walk away from that.
Well,
yes,
there's
you can.
nothing...
She did.
You can't.
Yeah, there's nothing left she could say, because he made up his mind. This is how it's going to be. It's out there already. You can't take it back. It's like trying to put toothpaste back in the tube. It's kind of hard.
I've never tried, but I would imagine it would be pretty difficult.
So, but I mean, there's something else. I mean, they didn't even mention like Wynn's mom. What happened to her? You know, and he keeps, and you know, he keep repeating, "You're the best thing I created," or maybe he didn't have a mom. Maybe it was a test tube baby. Who knows? You know, we don't. It's so weird. It was just like, hopefully, we get a little bit more background.
Yeah.
Maybe Wynn will actually say something.
How do you think the kiss is going to affect Wynn and Kara's relationship from here on out?
I think it's going to be a little awkward, but I think over time it will just kind of do what most things do. Go back, not to normal, but, you know.
You don't see the two of them hooking up?
Well, it's going
to go that way.
Kara feels, because Kara doesn't know how she feels. Because
she's never thought of
another.
Yeah, she's never thought or looked at Wynn that way before.
Yeah.
Right. But then, as Lee just points out in chat, he goes, then Alex calls Kara out on it. And she's like, how'd you know? And she's like, well,
I'm a human.
I'm a human, but, also, she's a psychology and reads body language and, all that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
But I'm an adult with common sense.
More or less.
Anyone could see it. I'm sorry. You don't have to have a degree to anything. Anyone could see that he had a thing for her.
Yeah.
Come on now. Look at, flipping camera guy.
Yeah, I'm just curious how that's going to change the dynamic, between the supergroup right now, between like James and... Because James is the one that was on Wynn's case like 2 episodes ago when he was just like, you really need to tell her how you feel.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's going to be any resentment, but from Wynn and James for just being like, you pushed me into this and now things are awkward.
I actually think that's going to be the opposite. I think they're going to be super bros.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Jimmy... I mean, it's been a while since Jimmy didn't really push him. I think this pushed him. Made him realize that, him keeping everything bottled up like his father did and just waiting for one day to explode isn't good. And he doesn't want to be as like his dad. He didn't want to hide things. He didn't want to keep secrets. He didn't want to... So he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to do what everyone told me to do and do it.
Well, James,
What's
I think,
the worst
is
that
going
can
to...
happen?
I think James is going to be a little preoccupied, too, because his girlfriend, Lucy Lane, just took a job at Catco.
But James wants to go out in the field again.
That's true.
Yeah.
So there's that.
There's that.
But I loved her little sit-down
awkward.
interview with Kat. I thought that little interview, like, is this an interview? Like, she just totally got roped into an interview that she was not looking for.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was just
That's
like
really nice. Literally no one says that.
Yeah, right. Still ain't nice when she wants something.
She did have a lot of compliments for Lucy, which is really funny because she has nothing but terrible things to say about Lois.
But then we find out that, they're not as close as Lois likes to make them out to be.
Yeah. Well, I also think that the reason Kat really likes Lucy is because Lucy's the same type of person as Kat, but not the same field.
Yeah.
She has such a resentment for Lois because Lois is in the same field.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's sort of like a rivalry thing, more than I just don't like this person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. And then, speaking of people we don't like, we have Alex trying to go on a little date with Maxwell Lord.
That was so...
Trying to get some information out of him. It's like, I was like, what are you doing, Alex? What are you doing? In the meantime, we have
Hank,
aka John, transforming into Maxwell Lord to go investigating around.
I don't like the way that, when they set this up, Alex is basically pressuring him to use their and same with Kara, pressuring him to use his powers. It's like he's giving you the reasons why he doesn't want to, and he doesn't feel he needs to right now. And I just stop. Stop it, you guys. I want to kick him in the butt.
He didn't give her the real reason. The real reason is the damage that his powers can do. He did not say that.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, he said no, he doesn't want to. That should be enough for them. He has his reasons, and they should leave it at that. But they're pressuring him.
They're like, no, it's a different time. People understand. Like, look at Supergirl. She's an alien. He's like, yeah, but she looks human.
She's blonde.
I mean, now I think Alex understands that.
Yeah, I mean,
he's looking at it in a different light.
I mean, after John goes through this, and he discovers Jane Doe, who's in there, which we're pretty sure at this point. I think we're all fairly confident that this is going into Bizarro Supergirl territory, especially since not this episode, but the next episode is called Bizarro World or something. Or just Bizarro, but yeah. Then So Jane Doe's sitting there. He's trying to get, as much information on her as she can. Silent alarm gets tripped, and a guard comes in. And that's when he has to use his abilities, where he memory wiped this security guard. And it wasn't just a memory wipe of the last hour. It's his entire life. Was memory wiped.
Doesn't make sense to me unless they're changing something. But John he's able to just take a chunk of memory, not the whole thing. I don't know if it's a block he has that's making that part of his power mess up, or if he's just not that trained in that part of his powers.
He might not be refined in it yet.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe, or it's been a while since he used it.
Yeah. But I mean, he said he's been on Earth for 50 years.
Well, at least. He was chased for 50 years before he got turned into Hank, So
75?
Something like that.
Let's 75.
Give or take.
Fair assessment.
Give or take.
I don't know how long Martians live. But he might have been young when he left Mars. Ish.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt really awkward, and it kind of made me mad them pushing him. And he never wanted. It's just like someone telling you, "Oh, you are a good drawer. Just draw." And you're like, "I don't feel like I want to. I don't want to." No, just do it.
That's a little different. That's a little different.
It's not like it, so the only way I would say that would be accurate is every time you drew something, someone died.
Yeah, or someone got hurt.
But still, I mean, he had his reasons, and they should just, they should.
Right, and now
that he knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for quite a while, so I mean, he knows what he's doing.
I want to know more about the first time he did it, and I'm curious if that's going to end up being Kara's father.
I think so.
It might have been, yeah. That might not have been the first time he did, but then he kept saying he lost his family, so maybe his family didn't die. Maybe he had to wipe their memory to keep them safe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're going with,
you don't know,
other versions of John, his family's dead.
Yeah, his family's dead. But we don't know. We don't know what they're gonna do.
Right, but Alex definitely feels responsible for it now, even though she doesn't even know exactly what happened.
No,
she's telling Kara, "Look, I did this, and I forced him into it, and bad things happen. I don't know exactly what."
Yeah, there's got to be a middle ground between him keeping himself secret and using his powers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in the meantime, while Alex and Kara are discussing this, we find out Maxwell Lord has placed a camera in Alex's bag.
Oh my god! Am I crazy? That was not the bag she took to dinner, right?
I wasn't paying attention to the bag, to be honest. I thought it was. I thought it was her purse.
I didn't think she took a purse.
I didn't think she took one either.
I don't know.
I don't remember her taking a purse, because he's like, I'm trying to figure out where you're hiding the gun in that dress, and she didn't have a purse on her.
Yeah, exactly. He made that joke. But before we get too far away from John, I really just want to address that when he was, as Maxwell Lord, talking to the assistant, he's like, "It's probably my fault with overcompensation and blah, blah, blah." That was I lost it. That was so funny.
When he started doing that, I'm like, that is so him, because he's so very matter-of-fact alien. He's very... He has no, that emotion. He's just, do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
It's the second time where I was like, I know that's not him, but what is... Oh, right, John can shape... Okay. It took me a second. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but the big important part about that is with the cameras rolling, he learns that Alex and Kara are sisters, so he basically knows Supergirl's identity. And more important, for 5 minutes before we even discovered that the camera was there, she was talking about Wynn. So I'm curious how much of a target that paints on Wynn's back now for Maxwell to do something to draw Supergirl out.
I can't remember. Has Maxwell even met Kara, as a non-Supergirl?
Yep.
I can't remember.
She was at that event.
The train event.
Yeah.
But they never said that they were sisters then. So I don't know if he just thinks that Supergirl and Alex are sisters, but not Kara and Alex, kind of thing. You know what I mean? He might not know her other identity because she was in her Supergirl.
Her last name is Danvers.
Right.
All they have to do is...
I don't know.
All he has to do is look it up. Like, that's I feel like...
I don't know. I have a feeling that illogical, they would... you could do that. Illogical, and the way maybe the show go... they could go that way, that he doesn't know that that's her secret identity kind of thing, but, you know, something stupid.
Could be. You guys have anything else for this episode?
I feel like I'm missing something.
Are you?
Yeah. I feel like there was something.
How did he get those toys if he was, like, in solitary confinement? How did he get all this stuff?
I'm sure he had a stockpile somewhere. Like,
right, because he had like the fucking shuriken yo-yo.
Yeah, I mean, he had to have a workplace where he built these toys and stuff before he was apprehended, and that was just like abandoned and left. And
but how did he get a hold of them? That's what I'm thinking.
Cell. If they just talking about in his cell.
Yeah, one thing. Well, if he doesn't get him, if he doesn't leave his cell, most people that are in solitary confinement like that only leave their cell for 1 hour a day, and that's usually like on the yard.
He traded his cigarettes for them.
No, in a yard by themselves with just guards around them.
I know.
But,
I was joking.
But solitary's never permanent.
I think in some cases they do, like in these cases, because if he was with the masses, can you imagine the crap he would get people to do and shit? What would happen?
I guess. I don't know. It's a good question. He's got an inside job, probably.
Something.
But next week, episode is called Strange Visitor from Another Planet. Kara must help Hank face his painful past when a white Martian, a member of the alien race that wiped out his people, kidnaps Senator Miranda Crane, an alien politician. Also, Kat's estranged son, Adam, arrives in National City.
Already? We're getting white Martians already?
Already, yes.
Wow. Already. That's some shit.
Yep. I'm looking forward to seeing Adam myself, so.
I wonder who's going to play him. Well, we probably could find out, look it up online, but, you know.
Yeah.
Who wants that? You don't want to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise!
Yep. So I think that about wraps it up. Cleo, where can the people find you?
You can find me all over the internet at places such as Twitter at Cleomoto.
Rachel, where can the people find you? I love. Hold on. Aside, I love Cleo's experimentation with her new outro. But
shut up! I haven't given it any thought yet.
It's just completely different every single podcast. And it should stay that way forever. Rachel, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Savannah17, right here. And on Twitch at Savannah.
Excellent.
Which I might stream a little bit after this, I don't know.
Awesome. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. Phenomenon. You can also find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter. Still haven't gotten that fixed yet. And right here on YouTube at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week.
What?
Go leap some tall buildings in a single bound.
Mm-mm.